Hey everyone, welcome to the Autoimmune Dietitian YouTube channel. My name is Annie. I'm a registered dietitian and I work with people struggling with autoimmune diseases. In my work with my clients, I help them use a personalized nutrition roadmap designed to improve their mobility, their concentration, their energy levels, and hopefully help them give them their lives back. So today we are talking about zinc. Zinc is a mineral that gained popularity during COVID for its immune supporting benefits, and supplementation really gained a lot of popularity during the pandemic, but prior to this, zinc was not a very common mineral of interest. And so when it comes to the autoimmune disease, zinc plays a really interesting role and maybe a vital tool for improving disease symptoms. So today I'll cover what zinc is, what deficiencies look like, why they happen, zinc's role in autoimmune disease, and the best way to boost your zinc status. Before I jump in, I just need to attach a disclaimer to this video that the information in today's talk is not the substitute for the diagnosis, treatment, or care of disease by a medical provider. This is for informational purposes only, so please consult your qualified health professional for any changes you make to your medical care. All right, so what is zinc? Zinc is a trace mineral that is essential for human life. It is needed for over 300 enzymes that trigger chemical reactions in the body. This mineral also helps with cell growth, differentiation, and survival, as well as wound healing and developing a sense of taste. Zinc also enhances the immune system and helps regulate inflammatory processes. This mineral is not stored in the body, so humans must consistently get zinc from either food or supplements. The best sources of zinc are meat, fish, and seafood, so most Americans likely meet the recommended intake of zinc. So what does a deficiency look like? Well, true zinc deficiencies are not super common in the US or in developed countries where, generally less than 10% of people have low stores. Deficiencies are a lot more common in low and middle income countries where protein isn't as accessible. Signs and symptoms of a zinc deficiency include things like loss of appetite, fatigue and irritability, hair loss, taste and smell alterations or full taste and smell loss, slow wound healing, getting sick very often, and reflux. People who are at risk of developing a deficiency include anyone with malabsorption issues, likely stemming from inflammatory bowel disease, celiac disease, or bariatric surgery. Inflammation in the intestines can actually decrease the absorption of zinc. So that is why people who have any type of inflammatory bowel disease or celiac disease will likely have inflammation in the intestines. Also, zinc is found in fortified whole grains. So with the elimination of grains and celiac disease, zinc intakes may fall below the recommended amounts. Vegans and some vegetarians are also at risk for developing a deficiency. Since animal proteins are the richest sources of zinc, vegans are limited to getting zinc through whole grains and legumes and some nuts, but these foods contain phytates, which actually bind to zinc and reduce absorption. So although you might be eating the recommended amount of zinc, you might not actually be absorbing all of it. Women who are pregnant or breastfeeding, pregnancy requires an increase in zinc to support fetal growth, and breastfeeding also increases the zinc requirement to feed both mother and infant. So people who are pregnant and breastfeeding must be really careful about their zinc intake. And then lastly, people who have alcohol use disorder. So ethanol and alcohol actually decreases zinc absorption and increases zinc excretion. So that's kind of a double whammy for your zinc status if you do drink an excessive amount of alcohol. So what is zinc's role in autoimmune disease? So even though deficiencies are not common in developed countries, low zinc levels are actually quite common within the autoimmune population. So multiple studies have examined zinc status across different autoimmune diseases, and they found that a majority of people with autoimmune diseases tend to have a low zinc status as compared to a healthy cohort. So intuitively, this actually makes sense because zinc plays a really important role in fighting inflammation. Deficiencies are linked to an imbalance in T and B cells and a distorted ratio of Th1 to Th2 cells, which many believe contribute to the development of autoimmune disease. This mineral also stops Th17 lymphocytes, which are pro-inflammatory. So having a low zinc status means that you will have less control over your Th17 lymphocytes, and you'll produce more of them, which are inflammatory for your body. All right, so how do you boost your zinc status? Well, since zinc can't be stored in the body, it's really important to get zinc through food. So prioritizing meat, fish, seafood is really an optimal way to get zinc. Additionally, you want to reduce the phytate-rich foods that can help boost absorption. So phytates are mostly found in grains and legumes. So you don't want to eat those together when you're eating animal-based products. So you have to be a little bit careful about that. If supplementation is warranted, and again, zinc is something that you can get checked through your doctor in terms of your blood levels. So if you do have a low zinc levels, you want to make sure that A, you're increasing zinc in your diet, and B, you might need to take supplements. And so if you do take supplements, make sure that you take your zinc away from anything that contains calcium, iron, or phosphorus, as they can interfere with zinc absorption. There are also a number of different forms of zinc. So zinc picolinate is the most bioavailable form of zinc, and that's usually what I recommend to people, but it can be expensive. So another great option is chelated zinc, which helps to improve absorption. Zinc gluconate and citrate are also two other really good forms of zinc you can try. And a word of caution that long-term zinc supplementation can affect copper levels. So if you're consistently taking zinc for a long period of time, you want to make sure that you're getting your copper levels checked as well. Zinc and copper compete for absorption sites. So if you're not, if you're taking a lot of zinc and you're not also taking a lot of copper, you could get a deficiency in copper. So just to recap today, we focused on zinc, what it is, what a deficiency looks like, why it's important for autoimmune disease, and then how you boost your zinc status if you think you might be low. If you need more help with your nutrients in your diet, you want to reduce inflammation, or you're concerned about your own autoimmune disease and you'd like to use food as a way to improve your symptoms, please reach out to me. I offer free 15-minute discovery calls to learn about your goals and to see if we are a good fit for each other. If you go to my YouTube profile, there should be a link to book a free call. If you can't find that, you can go to my website, annierubin.com. That also should be linked on my YouTube profile, and you can contact me there. While you're on my website, I've got lots of great free downloadable materials for you, lots of great guides to help you. I have a very extensive blog, and then obviously all of my YouTube videos. Speaking of YouTube videos, if you don't subscribe to my channel, please hit the little subscribe button. I do try to put these videos out about every week, just giving you lots of information so you can live better and more gracefully with your autoimmune disease. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you next time.